Hello, and welcome to the Women in Sport podcast. My name is Morgan Wallace, and today I will be talking about the best way to figure out what area of the sport industry is best for you, and kind of the challenges that women face getting into the sport industry and the best ways to overcome that. And at the end of this podcast, I will be answering y'all's questions. So please tweet me at Women in Sport Podcast, and I will pick some questions to answer at the end of this, and hopefully we'll all enjoy. So to me, the biggest thing when searching for a career in sports, or really looking for a career anywhere, is to find what best fits you. And sometimes what is the best fit for you isn't what you initially think you want to go into. And that's the great thing about going into college and kind of feeling your way around different areas, is you get to determine what job best fits your personality, what you want to do, and what you enjoy. So specifically, when talking about the sport industry, nobody really realizes how much actually goes into it. You see the game, you see the athletes, the coaches, but there's so much more behind that, which a lot of people don't think about when they want to pursue a career in sports. So step one, determining what area you want to go into. There is the management side, marketing, the HR and kind of legal side. There's the facility management. There's the game day operations, player relations, coaching, and of course the athletes. Now, the best way that I have found to determine kind of where the best fit is and what I really enjoy is through experience. And the best way to go about experiencing these different areas is through volunteering and internships with like local teams, with a college team, or just simple game day volunteering at maybe a professional level, to really understand all the different areas and what best goes along with what you want to do. For example, I am interning with a college football team. And so through this internship, I've seen many different aspects. I have seen what it's like to be in operations and having to coordinate different things such as hotels, meals, travel. I've seen the coaching side, the behind the scenes, the watching of film, the breakdown of opponents' games, game planning as in play-wise. And I've seen the more social media marketing side. And through this, I've realized that I don't really want to be in operations. I obviously don't really care to be a coach. That's just not my forte. And I really enjoy the behind-the-scenes video aspect of it. And so that is what I'm focusing on in my internship, is the coach's video side, which means the recording of practice film, the recording of game film, and just the overall making it available for the coaches to go through and break down to help the players. And I really enjoy being that person to give the resources necessary for the team to grow and to learn and to hopefully win. A lot of times you could find these internships or volunteer opportunities for college athletics often on either the college website, usually under campus jobs or student work, or if you want to specifically look for jobs within the athletic field, Most of the time they have them posted on the actual athletics page, and it will just give a little job description and usually a contact information for the supervisor. And most of the time they'll take pretty much everyone, because in the sport area there is always need for student helpers and student workers, and so that's a really great opportunity to kind of try different things out, find where you want to be, and just to learn and to gain the skills that you'll need later on when you actually begin your career within the sport industry. And one of the biggest things that actually helps women specifically get these opportunities is the fact that a public university has to follow the guidelines of Title IX, which prevents discrimination based on sex. So with public universities and colleges having to follow Title IX, it's really cut down on the amount of challenges that women face when trying to get the knowledge and the skills needed for a career in sports. So with that, that's something to really look into. I mean, most professional teams nowadays, they also have to be equal opportunity and not discriminate. But I don't know. I feel like the college level is a really good basis to start and a good place to learn, because everyone there that will supervise you understands that you are a student. You don't know really what's happening when you first start out, and it's just a really nice way to begin your learning experience. And also, when you get an internship with a college campus, they also are very aware that you are a student first and that you need to focus on your classes as well as your work for them. So that's a great thing, and really that's where I would say the best way to start out is getting a feel for the sport industry while you're in college, for the college athletic program, or someplace that will respect the fact that you are a student and that you do need to make time for homework and group projects, and will really work with you to make sure you get the most out of your job and your work, as well as the most out of your education. So some of the challenges that I feel women face in the sport industry is just the fact that it is heavily male dominated, with the major sports at the collegiate and professional level being football, men's basketball, baseball, men's soccer, and just the fact that in general they still have the same ideals of it's a man's world, it's not necessarily welcoming to women. That being said, it is changing, and it's changing at a fairly fast pace, especially in those male sports. And I think that's great, and I think we need more women willing to take the chance and to go for being a coach, being like a manager, being a facility operations, all those things, because it will help, create this diverse environment where everyone's backgrounds and ideas will come together and just grow the industry and grow people's passion for sports. In the past couple of years, we've seen the male sports such as football and men's basketball really grow. And when I say grow, I mean grow in accepting women. We've had women coaches in the NBA and the NFL. And as more and more teams and sports open up, I think there'll be a higher demand for women to be in these more powerful positions within the sport industry. By taking these opportunities and finding out where you want to be, it can really help open the door for not only you, but also other women to pursue their dream in sports. So yeah, that's my advice on really, getting into the sport industry and figuring out where exactly you want to be within it. And now I'm going to be answering some of your questions. So our first question comes from Jasmine846, and they asked, what do you think about the U.S. women's soccer wage gap scenario? And honestly, I think that the U.S. women's soccer team has brought the inequality of pay between male and female athletes really to the forefront of everyone's minds. And I believe that really the U.S. women's team has the perfect stage to really bring people's attention to it and to get it changed, get it to where athletes are paid equally no matter what gender they are, what league they're in. I believe that really this is the perfect setup for it, since the women's soccer team has been outperforming the U.S. men's soccer team in games won, in appearances in the World Cup, world champions obviously. And so, seeing that they are paid so much less than their male counterparts when they are delivering on what their jobs entails, which is going out there playing a game and winning, and yet the men who are not winning as much are not, drawing as much attention on a global scale, are still getting paid more, and yet, they're getting paid more, they're getting more money put into them, more facilities, more labor, and, they're not performing at the same level as the women's team. So I think it's a really great way for not only soccer athletes, but also it will make us look at, let's say, WNBA salaries versus NBA salaries, and really just hopefully get to a point where the salaries are within the range of each other, that they are essentially equal pay for both the male and female athletes. Our next question is for Caroline23P, and they're asking, I am entering college and want to know what the best major is if my end goal is to have a career in sports. And honestly, that is completely up to you. I know for me, the best thing I could think of was sport administration, which is basically the business side of sports, the communication skills, managing skills, that kind of thing. And really, I chose that not only because it has a practical aspect in getting a career in sports, but also if down the line I decide, well, maybe I don't want to be in sports anymore, or something changes in my life and I can't do those hours anymore, I can go and I could get a job in a more business-like setting, and I could use the knowledge that I learned and apply it to other things. So that worked for me, but it depends on what you think you want to do. So another option is something such as kinesiology, nutrition, that kind of thing, that kind of focuses on a specific area. So if you're really interested on maybe being like a nutrition specialist or a coach or something along those lines, maybe another area would be right for you. And with that, guys, I've kind of brought it around circle talking more about college, but it's time for me to wrap things up, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all listen to our next episode. Bye-bye.